Welcome to the realm of magic and mystery, classic horror and sci-fi. You are now entering the House of the Unusual podcast with your hosts, Eddie and Joe. Welcome all you cool ghouls and friendly fiends. It's the House of the Unusual podcast. I'm your host, Joe Pavlansky, and let's see who we got today. We got Eddie Guevara. We got
Hello.
Chuck Caputo. And we got Cheri, Caputo.
No!
What's up, everyone?
All
How's
right,
it
this
going?
sounds like a crazy house over here.
Yeah.
I love it.
Awesome, man. Well, guys, thanks for joining us this week, everybody. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. But first, we're going to do a little house cleaning because we are on the road, like we said last podcast, to Christmas time and the most wonderful time of the year, where it's all about me and how many presents I could get. So I'm going to give you guys some great ideas and some websites out there to go to and fill your shopping carts with stuff for me and send it to me, because that's what Christmas is about, how many gifts I could get, like I tell my wife every year. And she laughs at me. So first up, we got Stupid Comics Magazine. We are still waiting to see what's going on with issue number 8. There is a delay, but it's going to be coming out in an all-new format, so we're excited to see what that's about. But they do have issues number 0 through 7 that are still available, and you could get a whole bundle of them for a great price on there. So check it out, stupidcomicsmagazine.com. That's STOOPID, comicsmagazine.com. Hey, and I'm always looking for some Sea Monkey stuff, so fill up your carts with, some different Sea Monkey mugs or puzzles or calendars or aquariums, and send them over to me. I would definitely love to have them, but you could go to sea-monkeys.com for all your underwater Sea Monkey needs. They have tons of cool stuff there. Go ahead and relive your youth when you had those little sea monkeys floating around your house, man. They were really cool, and they still are. All right, also, we have our buddy Dave Haversat at 1878press.com, 1878press.com. Tons of cool books and stuff there, all about magic, mentalism, and Houdini, psychics. So you don't want to miss them out, because a lot of these books sell out quick, and when they're gone, they're gone. And he also has a lot of them discounted right now, too. So don't miss out on the discounts. Grab them up before somebody else does. Also, mymoviemonsters.com. Castle of Frankenstein, issue number 36 is now shipping. The folks over at Scary Monsters, Don and Vicky, they do have the United States trademark for Castle of Frankenstein. They have all the cool paperwork and all that for that, so they are starting the magazine up. Issue number 36 is out. They're going off of the original run, so definitely check that out. It's shipping now. It'll be out in your local bookstore. Also available is issue, where are we at here? Number 128 is available. Should be at bookstores right now. Number 129 is the Creatures, Caverns, and Underground Worlds issue. It's available for pre-order. It's coming late November, early December, so right in time for Christmas. So if you know some fans of classic monsters and all that, pick them up some of these magazines. Also on their website, they got tons of other magazines and toys of classic monsters and sci-fi, so definitely check them out. Also, if you go to houseoftheunusual.com, we have links to our Etsy and our eBay sites there. Tons of cool goodies there that you could buy for your loved ones. If you love somebody, you're going to go there and buy them some of our stuff. Perfect presents, perfect stocking stuffers. So go ahead and check it out, houseoftheunusual.com. We have our Etsy and eBay links set up there. Also, our links to YouTube, to Facebook, to Instagram, to the podcast. We have a free forum there, so there's tons of cool stuff. And Eddie and his brother are doing a lot of revamping of the website. I'm sure he'll get into that a little bit, but it's coming along. So, guys, be patient out there. If something's not working, keep checking back, and we're getting it up and ready. So, that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Eddie to talk a little bit about what's going on at House of the Unusual, because we've got a lot of changes. We have a lot of videos coming out on YouTube with a lot of cool stuff. So, I'm going to turn it over to him and let him tell you all about it. Eddie, what's up?
Hey guys, what's up? A lot is going up. I came down to Florida and I've really concentrated the last 11 days I've been here, strictly not 11, actually like 7 or 8 days in the website. We have been vamping up the website, optimizing it for Google. At the same time, not only has my brother taken on the
Hello?
Instagram, he's taken on. Oh, hello there, Mr. Joseph. He came on right now.
Hey, Eddie's brother Joseph, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, who's this?
This is Joseph.
Oh, hi.
No, I'm the other Joe.
Yeah. Well, I'm just the average Joe.
I just turned it over to Eddie. He's talking about what you guys are doing on the website and all that, and how much you guys are revamping it, and everything's looking really good so far.
Well,
Yeah. Hopefully you can check it out.
I was going to say one of the things that Joseph has been doing, we have increased by 289 new subscribers.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah. So Joseph, say something. Go ahead.
The wolf was happy for that.
That sums it all.
Yeah.
Don't give Joe.
he's in a mood today.
Yeah.
Funny mood.
I do have this one.
Oh man.
Joseph, talk a little bit about what you're doing with the social media.
Good to hear you, Chuck. I know your voice. And
Oh,
good
yeah.
to meet you, Cheri.
Oh, no. Oh, I break my tooth. Good to meet you too, Joseph.
Well, Joseph, tell them who you are, what you do, and tell the crowd out there a few things about you. We got a lot of listeners.
Who I am and what do I do? Okay, I'm Eddie's brother.
Sorry to hear that. You can't pick your family, but we understand.
Sorry. Our deepest condolences.
I'm the better looking half and the smarter half. But hey, Eddie can talk. I'll give him that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's very social. Unfortunately, I don't have that gift.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually at work right now. I work with patients. So I studied psychology and clinical research. So I joined the two as a business psychologist in the clinical research world.
Very nice.
And as a hobby, I like to do the social media and, fix the pictures like you've seen, Chuck.
Oh my goodness. I tell you what, guys,
Yeah.
Joseph has done such a phenomenal job. He made 2 pictures of me. So if you see these, you come across these, they're excellent. I mean, I'm very, very impressed. I actually printed one and I'm going to put it on my magic table. We have a show tomorrow night, so I'm going to actually put it on there. The one that says magician Chuck Caputo, magician extraordinaire. Really, really cool.
The purple one. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
very
I tell you what, Joseph, the one you did of me with the cigar and the clouds, my wife's seen that. She wants to print it out and frame it for
Yeah.
us. Yeah, that came out so cool, man.
Oh,
that's
It
nice.
is.
it's good to hear that you like my little hobby.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a
But you know what,
great-
Joseph, I have to ask you because Eddie talks about it so much. I heard you have a pretty nice collection down there in Florida.
Yeah, you can say that. I have a collection of sorts. I like Superman since I was a kid, so I started collecting Superman toys, and it grew. And recently, I came across some Cuban findings, which
Ooh, nice.
which added on to my collection as well.
Very nice.
Now Eddie was telling me a little bit about those. Are you able to get into any of that of what you came across?
Which part? The Cuban treasury part or the Superman part?
The Cuban treasury part.
Well, I've been actually collecting Cuban heritage, you can say, for a little while now. I actually started with the money. Obviously, they have a lot more money and coins than we do, just because they turn over a lot more frequent. The government changes one money to another money to another money. It's like buying Chuck E. Cheese tokens. You put in the dollar and you get 4 tokens. But guess what? Once you got a lot of those tokens, let's say Chuck E. Cheese then decides to change the size of the tokens. So there you
I
go.
see.
Now you have to put in 3 so you can get in 2. So it continued on with this collection, and then recently I came across some individual who had a family member pass away who had a lot of Cuban museum quality artifacts, which I
Nice.
was able to come across and grab them before somebody else did.
No, that's
Uh,
great.
I haven't had them appraised. I haven't had them valued. Soon, hopefully, Eddie will help me in that section.
Yeah, you better watch because they'll end up in his storage unit. You don't know what happened to them.
Well, yeah, I know Eddie has a few storage units up there. You know, he just doesn't know that I found the key for it while I was here. He was
That's
here.
cute. Yeah.
And he also has some boxes, some old vintage boxes, which I'm telling him he should do an unboxing video
Absolutely.
of all these Mickey Mantle or Babe Ruth or
Yeah, that's right.
Gary cards, whatever they are.
Yeah, he just came into a bunch of baseball cards, he said. So he's
Yeah.
going to do
Nice.
that's
Oh
neat.
wow! Now, Joseph, out of your say like your pop culture collection, your Superman, monster stuff, whatever. What's one piece that's like your favorite, or one piece that really stands out for you? I know that's hard as collectors because we love everything that we have, but do you have a certain one that you're just that you gravitate to that you would call your favorite?
I actually don't have a favorite. I have a lot of monster memorabilia from Universal Monsters,
Ooh,
a lot of
nice.
statues, a lot of model kits, Superman statues as well, which is part of the new era, not so of the Universal Monster
Yeah.
area.
Wow.
But if I were actually to say that I like one piece more than the other, it's probably this bronze. It's about maybe 7 inches, 8 inches, bronze Superman statue, which I actually have it as a display piece in my room. It's not really big, but it is 100% bronze.
Nice.
Um, where if it falls, it'll break a tile. Trust me, it fell.
Yeah, or your foot.
And luckily, my foot was in the way, so it didn't break any tile.
That's good.
But
Now,
yeah, that's probably my best piece.
Wow.
It's not really for sale. I probably won't. I'll sell everything else, but that one will probably stay with me because
Yeah,
it's
that's the
always
one that's
been
gonna.
by my
Yeah,
bedside. It's always been there as a nightstand little
yeah.
display.
Very nice.
I think it's amazing that you guys are both collectors.
Yeah.
I mean, brothers that are collectors. Because my brother and I, he passed away. It'll be going on 3 years ago, but we didn't have any similarities. I mean, nothing. I mean, it's really, yeah, very strange.
Are you both close in age?
No, he is ancient. He is old. I am young and full of energy. While he is not.
He's not. Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, he has some energy.
He
Eddie.
does have
Let me
yeah, I tell you what, he sometimes talking to him, he makes me tired just listening
Oh,
to him
yeah.
going and going. But hey, Joseph, I have to ask you this question because I have a good buddy. His name's Steve. He's a lawyer, and Steve, if you're listening, you'll know that I'm talking about you here. In his office, if you look at pictures of his office, and he'll send me sometimes. He's a collector of comic books, Marvel stuff, big collector of Star Wars. But if you look at his law office, it looks like my toy rooms at home. I mean, it's full of stuff, and it's so cool. Do you have anything like that at any of your offices at work where you display any of your collectibles?
Well, actually, I have a lot of comics as well, but I have
Ooh,
that in the storage, which is an AC storage. I keep everything there. In my office, I have nothing really collectible. Oh, yes, I do. Sorry. I have a small treasure chest, which will soon be in the YouTube. Actually, it is in YouTube. Somebody else saw my video, decided, hey, that's a nice little presentation. Do you mind if I use it in a video? And I go, no, go ahead.
Yeah, just
And
$20,000, and you could use it.
and he's like,
yeah, there you
hey,
go.
can I use your name? I was like, well, yeah, sure, why not? So he actually made a video of this little treasure chest that I have, and inside the treasure chest, I have my little collection of Cuban, where it first started, the Cuban dollars, Cuban pesos. So I
Nice.
have a little collection of Cuban pesos, which I actually have here at the office in this little pirate-looking treasure chest. And this guy liked the video, a small video that I said, "Look, this is what I have," because he was selling some old coins, old Cuban coins, and I go, "Look, it's just easier if I give you a little video recording of what I have, and you tell me if you have anything that I don't have, and then I'm interested in buying." And then I sent him the video. Unfortunately, he didn't have anything that I didn't have, but he liked the video so much that he actually posted it. So soon, Eddie will be doing a small video of
Nice.
this little treasure chest when he comes here to work later on.
Nice.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. So, you don't have like any Superman stuff or anything like that at your office, or any monster memorabilia?
No. I try to keep it as professional as possible here.
Oh, okay. You don't want it all cluttered up. I see what you did.
Exactly.
Oh, see, if that was me, it would be like
Yeah, me
another
too.
toy room. People would come in there and be like, "What the heck is going on here?"
Yeah, no, here it's a little bit about perception. Last thing a patient wants to see is, "Hi, Dr. Quevedo. Whoa, I'm in the wrong office.
Yeah.
Bye."
Yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the office next door. So
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah. If it was
Yeah.
Chuck's office, they wouldn't even be able to get through
Yeah.
past the door.
The problem is that he deals with patients that are coming to see a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Last thing they need is to see, oh my God,
Yeah.
he needs one himself.
Yeah, I should really set up an appointment, Joseph.
What's better than seeing like a Frankenstein monster or a Dracula when you're going to see a psychiatrist, man?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh man.
They'll suck me out of my money, I'm sure, right? Not the
We
blood.
just came back from Key West, Joseph, I guess about a month ago. And I tell you what, it was so cold down there. You know what? The Cuban people, I must say, are very nice people, very friendly. You know what? They've always treated us exceptionally well.
We were in Miami.
Yeah.
And very
Coconut
loud.
Grove.
Well, that's okay. You know what? I'm Italian. I come from an Italian family. Same
Oh,
way.
There
You
you
know.
go.
Yeah.
I can tell you what, Joseph is Joe's age, and I'm Chuck's age, if that makes a difference.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, Joseph, I heard you're a cigar aficionado as well.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Nice.
I have a little collection of that I've required from Cuba.
Nice.
Yes, I have that. And I actually have a little display piece at work.
And guys, remember this, he was not born in Cuba. He was
No.
born in New York.
Oh, okay.
And New York.
Okay.
And I had to change many a diapers when he was little.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Now, you see, this is why we're connected, me and my brother, because when he used to go to work, I used to play with his toys.
Nice. Well, I would have
Yeah.
definitely been playing with all his stuff. He would have come home he would have come home with everything ripped out of the packages and been screaming at me. What did you do to all my stuff?
Joe, let me tell you a story. I was into magic as a kid,
There
and
you
my
go.
mom bought me in 19 something, 70 something. She bought me a TV magic set. That's a big black one, Chuck. That we
Oh, yeah.
That was
Nice.
like 20. And I started practicing magic, and I had it under my bed. I was really getting good at it. I come home one day, and I see yours truly on top of the bed. I could see his little feet. So I'm talking, he must have been 2-3 years old. I
Aw.
dismantle my entire set.
Oh, my word.
I got so mad, I threw out the entire set. Like, he destroyed my set.
Aw.
And that was Joseph. So the reason I'm not a magician today is because of Joseph.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That's wild, man.
But he
Wow.
took after my collecting, I think, though, because, unlike me, I've kept everything. Joseph has made several $1,000s in a couple of deals where he sold out a lot of his stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. My next purchase or my next items that I'm selling is I've been offered by about eight buyers my pop collection, my Funko Pop collection,
Oh,
for
nice.
about 10 grand, and I need to actually get it nice and organized, because if 8 people are offering me 10 grand, for it,
Mhm.
that's because it's probably worth a whole lot more.
It's worth a lot
Yeah,
more.
really.
Yes.
About how many pops do you have? They got to be a couple hundred.
A couple, yeah, a couple of hundred, but it's not that much. I don't go into 1,000. I don't even think I have 500. I probably have maybe like 200, 300 pops. Let's say 300 pops. But to get offered 10 grand, I need to take a look at what I actually have, because I have 8 people after me.
Well,
there's some of those that go for a good amount, especially like some of the Comic-Con ones that are rare, and some of the ones from like the first 2 or 3 lines that first came out. They go for hundreds of dollars. Some of them, I'm like, oh my god, for these pops.
Let me tell you guys something. Dave Harrison actually drove a couple of hours to get his son one. It was like $400, and that was a bargain.
Wow.
I don't know what type. I think it was a Godzilla or something. But I'm going to tell you guys something. My brother's been popping those pops into my area, and he's got me with a bunch of them. I think he's giving me the entire monsters, like Lily Monster, and
nice.
like 300-400. Herman, and I think, Joseph, you sent me everybody from Universal Monsters. Including the monster cereals, the big ones, the small ones. And it's funny because I never would have thought of getting into the pops because I just didn't like them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a few of them, maybe 50, and I do like I have a few of the monster ones, and like the whole line of Lord of the Rings, and then I have like some different ones here and there. Godzilla, I have Duck Dodgers, Space Ghost, some Star Wars. Just if I thought it looked cool, I grabbed it. The whole Married with Children line. But I've been looking for 2 of them. They're Beavis and Butthead from one of my favorite cartoons from the 90s. But those pops are just outrageous.
They're outrageous. Yeah. Whatever happened to those Beanie Babies about 20, 25 years ago? They were all the rage. I mean, did they hold their value or did they drop?
I think people will pay you to get rid of them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they were. Oh man, they were so popular years ago.
I remember people buying those thinking they're going to retire them, and then the market just kind of really tanked on them. I think there's still a few that are rare that sell, but for the most part, they went the way of everything else. The market was flooded, and nobody really buys them anymore or collects them.
I tell you what, I've been doing magic now for about 38 years, and I've seen every kind of fad, every trend from Pogs.
I love Pogs.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Spud McKenzie, the dog, and I mean, name it. I mean, and it all just dropped off. Wow.
I tell you what, Chuck. I recently bought recently, a couple months ago, Universal Monster Pogs off of eBay, and they were going for a decent price. I was surprised. I'm like, Pogs, they don't really sell. And I happened to come across 4 sets of still in the package of Kool-Aid Pogs from the 90s. And I said, I said, I'll put one up on eBay, see if it sells. And honest to God, within 2 hours, the thing sold.
Wow.
So I put another one up, and within like 2 hours, that thing sold too. I said, what the heck?
That's crazy. Wow.
So there are still Pog collectors out there, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
You guys, you just reminded me, Joe, the day I reproduced the Jack Davis Frankenstein. I'm like, that's the ugliest Frankenstein I've ever seen, right? I put it on, and my son goes to me, hey, Dad, I put it on at 5 a.m. And I put 36 for sale. He goes, hey, you sold one. And I said, oh, one sold? And he goes, no, the whole thing. I go, what do you mean the whole thing? I'm talking about, I was sending out those things for about a week, like just trying to get boxes made and getting them out there. And the funny thing at that time is that it was oversized because I was using staples to print out, and the manager got mad at me because I wasted their paper printing it out. It's like, oh, you can't really print those. And the funny thing about it is that I got rid of, like, I think it was, I put 36, then I put another 12 and sold them all in the same day. That was the best selling poster I ever put out. You just reminded me of that.
Wow. I watched his video on the horror records. So like anybody out there, if you want to check this out on Eddie's YouTube channel, it's fantastic. I mean, some really cool stuff. What Eddie and Joseph are pumping these videos out, one per day just about. But the horror records was pretty cool. The one I have is from our childhood, Eddie, the Gale record. That's a really the little 45 RPM. That's a really cool little disc. That's
It is cool. I wound up buying 5 of them over my lifetime, but as a kid, I was afraid to order it.
Yeah.
Then when I think it was like in the late 80s, I'm like, damn, man, I should have gotten that. How am I going to
Yeah.
get it? And the first one that I came across, this is like in the dawn of eBay, was $95. So I paid $95 for that little record, you know?
I love the little drawing on there. That's such a cool
it's
little.
really cool.
Oh man.
Now, Joseph, are you like your brother and buy 5 or 10 of everything that you find?
No, I only buy one.
There you go, Eddie. Take a lesson.
But, for example, if I was gonna send one to him, then I'll buy 2 Universal Monsters. I'll send one to Eddie. I'll keep one. If it's I don't know, if it's Superman, for example, if it's a pop, I'll probably buy 2 because I'm gonna keep one. I'm never gonna sell it, and the other ones are going to be sold.
Yeah.
So
You're not going to buy 10 of them and
no.
keep
My max is 2. And actually, with the pops, some local vendor here told me something that I will never forget. He says, a $10 pop will always be worth at least $10. So, however you want to, if you want to buy them and to resell them, a $10 or $15 pop will pretty much always be a $10, $15 pop. It could only go up.
Well, that's good news. Hey, I guess if it drops, I guess if it falls, it would be a pop drop, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good one. Hey, you know what? I gotta thank hey Joe. I gotta thank Joseph though, because he did recently gave me a big shock. I guess for whatever reason, he sent me about 250 #1 comics, including the official #1 Mad comic book, which goes for several $1,000s.
Ooh, nice.
I think he sent me 1 and 2. I'm not sure if you sent me 1 and 2 of that, but I know that Joseph, for some reason, has come across.
Oh wait, did I send you that? Send it back.
Send it back.
Well, send it back. Well, that's too late now, buddy. But anyway, the thing is you kind of reminded me because Dave Harborsat is giving me a bunch of his books because, as everybody knows, Dave publishes many books. He published it, I think, anywhere from 29 to 30 individual. I guess I got some guy out here that likes to play with a motorcycle. But anyway, he got, and one time he gives me Pleasant Nightmares is the name of the book. And he goes, hey, Eddie, now this book is selling between $300 to $700 on eBay, right? And he published it many years ago, but he only did like 500 copies. And he goes to me, hey, Ed, did I give you my only copy that was signed by the guy who wrote it? Because, Dave is the publisher, but he owns the copyright. But there's a guy, his friend who writes all the books for him. And I said, I think you did, Dave, but I don't think you're going to get it back if you're asking, He gave me his last copy, which I thought was funny. And he's like, oh, I just gave you my last copy, man. And I go, well, too late.
Wow.
Joseph, I have to ask you about this book, and Eddie sent me a picture of it, and it's a Comico's #9, number 1988, and it has a picture of King Kong on it, and 2, it looks like crows, one dressed as like a Batman and Superman ripoff.
Yes, the Cuban comic.
That is a really cool cover, man. What kind? Can you tell me a little bit about that comic? Do you know anything about it?
Well, yes, that one I actually got going through Spain. I have a few contacts in Spain, and they have a few comics from Cuba that they were able to, I guess, move or transfer or buy from Cuba, and they're in Spain. But I have a few contacts in Spain, and I have 2 comics. One with just Superman and Batman, but they're crows. And the other one is with King Kong and then you have Superman and Batman in the bottom as crows. But yeah, they are 100% Cuban comics.
Nice.
They're called Comicos, and I probably think it's an 87 or 88 when they did.
I think it's 88. The cover says it's number 9, and then it has /88. So it looks like probably number 9 from 1988.
Correct.
Yeah,
Nice.
I tell you what, that's an amazing cover. I've never seen anything like that. I never even knew Cuba put out their own comic books.
Neither did I until I saw it.
You know, I'm trying to get my brother to give me that. And I got to tell you, I think if you put that on eBay, you'll probably go for several $1,000s. Because, Joe, I've never seen that cover. I don't even think they know it exists.
All I'm saying, Eddie, is that you changed the guy's diapers for years. He should send you that comic book.
I
That's
believe
all I'm
it.
saying.
Yeah.
If you're changing his diapers, he owes you that comic book.
And you trashed his magic kit, remember?
Yes, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pay back now, Joseph.
Yeah, that's why I've been sending him comics, and pops and all that, Yeah.
Yeah, he said no. It's funny though. The thing is, what I'm thinking, Joe, when you said that, to be honest with you, I don't even think people are aware of that cover. I would love to test the waters with on eBay just to see what it could go for. Not to sell it, but put a reserve price that's crazy. But I would like to see, because I've never seen that King Kong cover. And I know a King Kong poster, one of the original posters, went for like $12,000.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm looking on eBay now. They do have a few comic books on there. There's no King Kong one, but they some of the other covers they're not as nice as that King Kong one, and they go for around 15 to $20. Usually they're around 18. So I would say that King Kong would probably, in that condition, you'd probably get $50 or so for it. I
You
don't
think
think
it's 50, not thousands?
I don't know about 50,000s.
No, Joe. What I'm saying is, because of the fact that it has King Kong, and it's an original 1930s edition, whatever, or something like that. I'm beginning to wonder. Like I said, I want to test the waters on it because I've never seen that cover before.
Well, you put best offer on it, and I'll offer you my offer.
Yeah,
a half a sandwich and a shoelace.
Joseph, do you remember that huge King Kong poster that I had that was 6 feet tall? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, you probably were too young, but I had a 6-foot poster that when I had the fire in 1995, apparently somebody stole it on me, and for years and years I couldn't get it. And finally, I don't know where it was, some person felt sorry for me, whatever, was able to get one and said, "Look, I paid 120. You can have it for the same price." So I gave him 120, and he gave me the envelope that it came in that actually had the original Famous Monsters of Filmland photograph. What I mean by that is that in Famous Monsters, that's the only place they ever sold that poster, and in 1970. So he gave me the copy of the he gave me the original with the what do you call it, with the background, with there's a kid pointing at the poster. And now what they did with that poster originally is that they took the original King Kong where he's holding the woman over the city, and they, I think, duplicated the left arm and put it over to the right arm, and that's what it looks like. His But I thought that poster was the most best looking poster I've ever owned. And Mr. Joe, of course, he came out to like $400, became an owner of one, and he tried putting it in his home, and I think the wife was going to hang him, so he decided not to.
Well, she don't know how much I paid for it, so we're good there. But yeah, there's nowhere to hang it. It would cover up a whole wall in a house. But yeah, she would hang me there, and then if she found out the price, she would double hang me after I was dead. I twice.
Well, you know what's funny, Joe? My mom, apparently some guy next door, the one because this is a 2-family home over here, right? So the guy next door, boy, listen to this. He bought a frame. This is a wooden frame about 3 inches thick. It comes up. It looks like those frames that you would put in museums. And the frame, I think, it's 54 inches wide by like 57 inches. It's a huge frame. It's the size, I would say, of a queen size bed.
Wow.
If you put it on top, it goes corner to corner. The frame is phenomenal. I'm going to have either Dracula, Bela Lugosi, or Frankenstein blown up and put in that frame. Now, I can't take it to New Jersey because I have no idea how in the world I can ship something this big.
Chop it into pieces.
Well, I could get cut in pieces and send it in pieces, but it's nice, man. It's a really nice frame. I'm going to hold it here till I have an idea when I come down here, and maybe my brother can ship it from here. But it's a frame that's phenomenal, man. It's really nice.
And I tell you what, before we we continue with this, and I'm gonna forget if I don't ask Cheri this right now. But Cheri, I got to ask you about your spiced apple cider recipe that
Oh,
you
sure.
posted on the House of the Unusual Forum, because I was looking at that. I showed my wife a photo of it too. She goes, "Oh, that looks good." I said, "I'm making it this Thursday. I'm going out to get the ingredients." And but tell us about the recipe, because that looks amazing. And if nobody's seen it, go to houseoftheunusual.com under the forum, and you'll see
Sure.
the topic hot spiced apple cider recipe. Enjoy and check it out. But Cheri, tell us about the recipe, because that looks fantastic, and this is the perfect time of the year to make that.
It is, yes. What I did, Joe and everybody, is I used a crock pot and I put it on low. So I put like 100% apple juice. I think it was like 64 ounces, one of the larger jars or bottles of apple juice in the crock pot. And then I added the fruit, like two oranges, whole oranges, just sliced them. And I cut them in fours, I think, and just threw them in there on about a cup or two of whole cranberries and I used Honey Crisp apples and I cut those up and sliced them. I kept the skins on, a little bit, like a quarter cup of brown sugar and about 4 to 6 cinnamon sticks. And then I put in, I think it was about a tablespoon. I'm not one to really measure. That's why I'm just guesstimating. So I just tossed in some ground allspice spices, and let it on for.
We actually went to a show. We went out to a show, but we were gone several hours.
Yeah, it's about 4 to 6 hours in there, and it just absorbs, and the cranberries, everything. It really turns out really good. Now I've seen some other recipes where they do use apple juice and cranberry juice, so it's up to you if you want to do that as well. But yeah, I thought it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal. I tell you what, I'm going to make it this Thursday, and I'm going to post my
Oh, good.
what mine looks like online under the thread too. But for everyone out there, man, check it out. We have the whole Cheri posted the whole recipe out there, a picture of what it looks like in the crock pot, and then the directions on how to cook it. So cook it on low for 4 to 6 hours. And man, that's a perfect drink to throw on a scary movie and sip it, or work on a model kit or something. Or the weather's been kind of nice, so even just sitting outside watching the leaves fall and sipping on it. It's
I tell you what.
If you're one of those people, I'm sure you could add some vodka to it and really have a party.
Yeah, you can have
I tell you what, it was really, really good. I mean, it was
rum or whatever.
like. Put some rum in there, and you know what? She made that for Halloween night, and it was great. After we came back from the show, we watched some scary movies and drank it. It was great.
We put the leftovers in the refrigerator, and I think it drank the rest. And you said it was really good.
Yeah, really good.
Hey, I think Joseph was just letting me know he's got a patient. Joseph, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys, but I gotta go back to work.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Hey, Joseph, nice meeting you. We'll have to get you on here again, because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we could talk about, especially with your collection and your dealings with the one and only Eddie. So
Yes.
hopefully we'll have you on here in the future. And thank you for all the work you've been doing for our for House of the Unusual, for the website, the videos, and all that stuff. So big thank you, much appreciated.
Thank you.
Take.
Talk to you guys soon.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Cheri, I wanted to say something. Did you just make up a new word, guesstimating?
Estimated.
Guesstimated, yes.
Is that just like you did the what is it?
The goon from the Black Lagoon.
Yes, that's my
I really got to hand it to you. I'm like, is that even a real word? You have to
Here he is, a wordsmith.
I do. I do that once in a while.
Oh, she always does that. She comes up with the craziest words.
That's kind of.
You know
it
what I
reminded
mean.
me of. Did you ever remember the unknown comic from the Gong Show?
Oh, I loved him. He was great.
You remember him, Joe?
What is it?
The unknown comic from the Gong Show. The guy that had an upside down paper bag in his.
Yeah, he had a paper
Oh,
bag.
yes. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing. It was corny. It was a corny joke, but he goes, what did the first guy that landed on the sun do? And he go, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh.
Oh, he was good. He'd go, hey, Chucky baby, Chucky baby.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he was great.
Oh my.
He was, yeah, that was super funny, man.
It was fantastic. Hey, but you guys brought up about Bela Lugosi. Now, we just got done watching Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. I haven't seen that probably in 25 years. And I seen,
Boy, he was some character, huh?
Yeah, I seen Bela Lugosi on there. I've seen him on Plan 9. I've seen him on things. The question of the day, now this may be a crazy question, but I never seen any teeth. Did the guy have teeth?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm
Joe,
dead serious.
answer
I've never
that,
seen
Joe.
teeth.
Answer that, Joe.
Like vampire teeth or just
No,
regular?
Joe, he's got no teeth at all. If you look
It
at
looked
Bela
like
Lugosi,
he pulled his choppers out, like he had his teeth removed all the time. I've never seen it. It looked like an emaciated type of a mouth. I don't know. What do you think, Joe?
He
You would
was a
know more.
munchie.
You know, I believe from what I've read is that later on in his life, his teeth were kind of messed up from, you know, because he was doing a lot of pills and drinking and all that. I believe
okay.
later in life they got messed up from it. But if you notice in the original Dracula in 1931, he never he didn't have any fangs as a vampire.
Okay.
You know, he just had his regular teeth. We actually didn't see fangs in a on a vampire until the movie El Vampiro, the vampire from
El
1957,
Vampiro.
which was a Mexican horror film. That was the first time
Okay.
that we saw fangs on a vampire, and that was German Robles as the Count. He was the first one that actually had fangs. But I believe from what I read is that, and I could be wrong, somebody out there could clear it up, but I believe that later in his life, his teeth were kind of messed up from the pills and the boozing and all that.
You know what, Joe? I got to put my 2 cents in here, to be honest. You should title this podcast The Vampire Without Teeth, or King of Dracula, whatever. No, let me tell you, if you do look at Bella, and I agree with what Chuck was saying, because I always noticed that, but I never dawned on me until Chuck brought it up. But if you look at Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, if you look at the one he did with, what was that one? Not Spooks on the Loose. He did that later on. I think it was... he played some other thing when he says, the monster, he's getting weaker. You'll notice that that's Abbott and Costello, actually. When you look at him, he looks like he has no teeth at all. And I always, as a kid, never realized it. But I was like, why doesn't he have fangs? And I never dawned on me until what Chuck said. Does he have any teeth? And I had to start laughing. I go, we're going to need to ask that to Joe.
Yeah, I was always curious about that.
I don't think he had any teeth, because if you look at him, even when he's talking, you can't even see the bottom teeth. In the original Dracula, you could, because I did go back to check that out. And
you know, I don't know if he had, you know, earlier in his career too, if his teeth were messed up, because you know he came from Hungary. I don't know if you know what their dental hygiene was over there. If you go to a lot of these European countries, especially at the time, you know, dental hygiene isn't, you know, what we think of it. So he may have had it different, and it was just something that, you know, he didn't display, you know, in the movies or in photos. And if you look at a lot of photos of him, he's, you know, as a vampire, because he didn't have the fangs or anything, he more used his facial expression.
He looked you know what, he looked cool. I'm not making fun of the man. He looked fantastic, and his eyes, man, when he raised that cape up, and he peered out from the top of the cape, they looked really cool. Now, he was
they did, and I used to imitate him, like even talking. And somehow I would go with my mouth like I had no teeth. And I just dawned on me, all this stuff that you guys are bringing up, that I even imitated the look with the no teeth, because it looked so cool on him.
Yeah.
But
and we also watched another movie that I know is a favorite of yours, Cheri and I, The Old Dark House.
It's
just a cool movie, man. Cool movie.
Hopefully it was the original one and not the remake.
It was the original. It was 1932, I think. Yeah.
Was it 32, Joe?
Was it 32, Joe? I think it was.
I believe so, yeah.
You know, Joe, when I saw The Old Dark House.
32.
32. Well, I was going to tell you, I love the fact that I wish I had a car that good that could go through all those landslides and go through. Not get stuck in the water, man.
Yeah.
I always found it funny, you know, that who was it? The one guy, he just met that girl that night, and then he asked her to marry him and all that. I said, man, did they move quick there?
I was just going to say that one kiss and they were in love.
Yes, let's
That
get
was
married.
Chuck and I too.
Yeah, that was that. You know what? When I sat and thought about that, we said, wait a minute, they just met and they want to get married.
Yeah. So man, they
Oh.
moved pretty quick back in the 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even know somebody. I mean, you can't marry somebody fast
Hey,
like that.
No, not at all. But
Joe, let me ask you a
And
question. Joe.
but you know what? Just on that note, that's really weird because if you look at like society back in that time, you know, the women, you know, back in the 20s through even the early 50s, the women it was expected of them to play hard to get and to
Yeah.
always kind of put down your advances, and it was expected of the man to keep trying to advance on the woman, and if they didn't, it meant that they weren't really that interested. And if the woman was too easy, the man didn't want her. It was almost like a game. And you know, especially you listen to that Christmas song, you know, "Baby, It's Cold Outside," and a lot of
Right.
people have issues with it, but they're looking at it from
Mhm.
present day. If you looked at it that time, that's how people were. It was almost like a game that they were playing, and it was expected of the man and woman to act like that.
Oh yeah. Hey,
So
hey, how
I
about
thought for Old Dark House being from 32 that was highly unusual that, you know, they kissed and there was no game or nothing. They're like, yeah, we're going to get married. That's it.
Yeah. Wow, that was crazy.
Then he died, right?
You know what I was going to say, Joe?
No,
Tell
he
me,
didn't.
I think you would be the expert on this, but have you noticed, like in the old dark house, they went to the upper room and there was some guy in there? Haven't you noticed that a lot of the films from the 1930s after that, a lot of the films have the same kind of layout where there's somebody up in a room that's locked and you're not. I think they copied the old dark house in a lot of
A lot of movies.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
that, because that was so cool the way they go up there. And then the guy, I think there was one called Silent Scream, or in the 1970s, or I think there was another one that even wasn't it Psycho that there was up in the room. They kept locked up some guy up in the room.
Well, that was his mother, Norman Bates' mother.
Yeah, well,
Psycho.
she was a skeleton, and he was dressed up as her.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, but even the Treehouse of Terror, one of them, Bart Simpson had a brother. He was locked up somewhere up in the attic.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
So
kind
I
of
think you're right.
deformed and all that.
Yeah.
Oh,
They were.
that's right.
Yeah, they were born together like conjoined twins.
Yeah,
in
he
the
was the
document.
evil twin.
He was the evil twin. He was up in the attic, and they'd feed him like fish heads and stuff.
Yeah.
That
Joe,
was a good
do you
one.
have
That
an
was a good
attic?
one. Pardon me?
No, Joe, does he have an attic? I would be scared just in case.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting at now. That it's my my comic
Oh.
book room is my attic.
Okay, you don't keep anybody locked up there, do you?
I can neither confirm nor deny that, but I do have a good supply of fish heads.
We have squirrels in our attic.
Yeah, we got a rogue squirrel up in our
We did.
peak. It's not really like an attic, but I hear him running around.
Actually, a crawl space. So what we did is we got some kind of disco light that's supposed to scare squirrels away, and it worked. Tell them they were up there.
Well, first they were dancing. You know, it was they were disco dancing, but I think they finally left. But it's like the craziest thing. If you buy this on Amazon, it's like $29, I think, and it's supposed to. It looks like a disco light.
But then you had to fix that little part out in the roof. Where
Yeah,
That's I tell you what, my squirrels. I have a tree in my front yard, and I have 2 bird feeders, so I keep it stocked with bird seed. And then I was putting peanuts out there for the squirrels, and it was like a party out there every day. There'd be 50 birds and 10 squirrels out there. There'd be rabbits, and you know, it was really cool.
Sweet. Yeah.
So my wife comes home one day from work, and she goes, you know, she just got a new car. She goes, you know, she goes, I have a smell coming from my car. She goes, I don't know what it is.
No.
So I turned it on. I'm like, yeah, I could smell it a little bit, but I mean, you know, no senses or anything are coming on, no nothing. And I don't know what it is. It doesn't smell too bad. Maybe it's the air outside. So I take the car into the dealership because she had to get some work done on it, a new part that came in, and they popped the hood of it. And all throughout underneath the hood, there was probably 100 peanuts under there.
Wow.
That the squirrels they were taken and they were hiding underneath the hood. They were all over the place. And here there was some on the you know, where the pieces get real hot, so it was kind of like cooking the peanuts. But yeah,
Wow.
they sent us pictures of it from the dealership, and I'm like, So that's where all the
That's
peanuts
right.
from. Like, did they
I'll
save
tell you
them so
what.
I could put them back out?
Joe,
You know what? They could do a number on your wiring because one of our vans years ago, the squirrels came in there
It
and
was actually chipmunks.
the
Honey.
chipmunks. Well, they chewed up the wiring and we had to get it fixed. And
Yeah, it was terrible.
I think we
Yeah,
paid about
but-
$700 to get it done.
Oh wow!
Yeah, our mechanic said to get an old tube sock, fill it with mothballs, and tie it in there so it's not like in the engine or anything, and it'll deter any kind of small creatures that want to go in there in the winter to be warm or whatever. So far so good.
Well, you know what, Cheri? I just put out the other day in my backyard. I found this little. It looks like a swing that you put like bird seed on it, and it has two little ropes on it to you could attach it to the tree. So I said, I can't put the peanuts in the front anymore because they're going in the cars. So I put it in the back. I hung it and I put some peanuts in it. And that day, my wife's like, "Hey," she goes, "Your bird feeder fell." She goes, "I think the squirrels ate through the ropes." I go out there, and because of the way it was hanging, it looks like they ate the rope so it would fall, and then they could get the peanuts easier. I'm like, son of a gun, man! These little squirrels, they're so bad. I go, I'm trying to feed them.
Joe, I gotta. I'm sorry, I'm trying to cut in here, but Joe, you made a big mistake. You should have gotten a little cart, add some honey, and you could have started a business in New York City selling roasted peanuts.
Yeah, really.
Boy, Eddie, you're the entrepreneur. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, Joe just didn't take you would have probably not been working.
roasted peanuts here, roasted peanuts.
Yeah, roasted
peanuts. Fresh off the car.
And we could have a disco for the squirrels with our disco light.
Yeah, really. Yeah, off to the side. Yeah, Chuck and Cheri got squirrels dancing and their disco ball.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. I'm telling you. We've had ants. We were invaded by ants one time. I had to get some kind of chemical and put.
And how about the bees?
Bees and squirrels. It's ridiculous.
I tell you what, I had some of the large black tree ants in my house this past summer.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually by the kitchen, and I don't like to kill anything, so I was looking for more of a natural. So I found this. It was a mint spray. It was just all mint, and I sprayed it. It said spray it where their kind of trail is because they follow the scent of their trail. Right. So I sprayed it all over there. It made the house smell phenomenal. I loved it.
Nice.
And it got rid of the ants within a few days, and it didn't kill any of them, and it made the house smell great. So
that's a good idea. I've heard pepper or something like that sometimes if you put them around.
Yeah, they said, I went to try that first. They said mix some pepper with water, and I put it in the spray thing, and all it did was clog up the spray. So I said, well, I'm going to go try the mint spray. I found the mint spray, and it worked phenomenal. And it smelled so good. Oh, I was loving it.
Is that just for ants, Joe, or is that for any other kind of critter?
I believe it's for any type of like crawling insect that kind of follows their trail scent. Okay. It'll work on it because they don't like the smell, and it covers up their scent. And I tell you what, it worked real quick, and within a few days, no more ants. So
okay,
Joe, what you're saying is very interesting because I came across a thing to fight mold in your bathroom and stuff. They say to put borax with water, but it's the same thing. It clogs up the nozzle. So what the heck do they even tell you to do that? It's weird. It's very hard to get a spray that will go, but I got to tell you, though, that mint thing, that's a great idea, and I loved it because I do love the smell of mint, and you gave me a great idea.
Oh, I do, too. I tell you what, because we had with the windows open and the mint, with the fresh air and the mint, the whole house, it smelled amazing. I was loving it. And even my wife didn't like the mint smell at first, and then after a while, she's like, "Yeah, it does smell pretty good."
Does it take away vampires so they don't come?
Garlic.
Okay, well, the thing is, your advantage, you could use it with Bela Lugosi. Says he has no teeth, he won't bite you.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry. If he comes by, you're okay.
I could get away with putting mint in the house from the wife, but I think she would cut the line at garlic all over the house. Even though we're fans of garlic, but I don't know. You put 100 cloves hanging around, we might have.
Well, when you make when you make that apple cider, maybe you could put some around the house.
Yeah,
in the corners of the house.
That'll be all going in my belly.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like I went to a Cracker Barrel a couple of weeks ago when I was looking for that thing Chuck had and somebody had gone there, and when I walked towards the bathroom, opened the outside door, I said, man, this will wake up the dead this Halloween, whoever was there, you know? It was it was pretty bad, man. But yeah, garlic is, but no, mint, Joe. What type of mint did you use, Joe?
It was an actual spray for insects, and it was just it was just like mint and I think mint and water or something, like a mint oil and water. That's all. It was very simple. What's that?
Do you have a picture of that?
Yeah, I'll send the picture of it to you when we're done here. But hey, we have about 5.5 minutes left, and there's a few things I want to get to before we wrap it up. I know, we're on our way to Christmas here, and everyone's getting in the Christmas spirit. And I have found two really cool podcasts that deal specifically with Christmas, and we're not affiliated with them whatsoever. They're just very cool podcasts that I stumbled across. And if you guys want some old time stuff about Christmas, I would definitely check these out. One of them is called Christmas Past by Brian Earl. And it is, he does a lot of stories. A lot of them are original. Some are folklore stories about Christmas. He talks about Christmas traditions and all that. And he even put out a book called Christmas Past, which just came in the mail today for me. So I can't wait to dig into it. But it goes all into the history of all of our Christmas traditions and everything. So it's
nice.
Really cool. So check that out. It's Christmas Past. And then if you're like me and you love old time radio, there's another one that's called OTR Christmas Shows, and it has a picture of Santa playing the violin with a bunch of kids on it. But there's all shows from the 30s, 40s, and 50s on there. Old time radio. I just listened to one yesterday. It was The Saint with Vincent Price from 1950. It was a Santa Claus one. I listened to Tales of the Texas Rangers, their Christmas one. There was a Mel Blanc Christmas special. So a lot of cool stuff on there. This one has over 600 old-time radio episodes, so it really gets you in the Christmas spirit. So that's OTR Christmas Shows, and the other one is Christmas Past. And they're really cool to check out. So if you're doing some housework or whatever, and you're all caught up, of course, on House of the Unusual, and you're looking for some Christmas stuff, definitely check those out, because those are some really cool ones.
Wow, sounds cool,
nice.
man.
Yeah, so I play them around the house, when I'm at work, and I especially love the old time radio ones, because you have all these shows that I love listening to, but it's their Christmas episodes, and they're all usually like feel good type storylines and all that. So they're really cool. I would definitely check them out. And guys, also don't forget that the Monster Channel is still going 24/7. They have a ton of cool shows on there. So if you're looking for some horror or some sci-fi classics, definitely check them out. They have a ton of horror hosts that present the shows on there. So it's just like what you remember from back in the day, and it's really cool. They even have a little chat up there too, where you could interact with some other people that are watching, and even the horror host will come on the chat, and you could talk with them about the movies and all that they're presenting. So it's really cool. Definitely check that out. But
is that the monsterchannel.com? Is that what you go to?
Yes, that's the monsterchannel.com. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's a cool site. I was just on there last week talking with some horror hosts, asking them questions about the movies, and everyone's real cool. They love talking about these films, and it's all like-minded individuals just kind of digging into these classic movies. Some of them are good. Some of them are, really, B movies of the B movies. So, but they're all enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So guys, we're coming down last 2 minutes here. So Chuck and Cheri, you got any final parting words for us? Any words of wisdom?
It was a great podcast. I don't really have any wisdom, but it was fantastic. It was great finally talking to Joseph. I really enjoyed it.
It was nice talking with Joseph. Yeah.
I think the best wisdom we got today was Cheri's famous hot spiced apple cider recipe. That was our wisdom of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to let me know how you like it, Joe.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely update the forum with some photos and my findings of it, and see how famous it actually is. You
wait to see how this smells too, Joe. You talk about smelling the place nice.
I'm sure the whole house is going to smell.
All right. Good night.
God bless.
God bless.
God bless.
Bye.